Good morning, Marysville. Welcome to Charge Chat. I'm Madison.
And I'm Rachel, and this is Aga Hawkins. She's a dance instructor.
So we're going to go right into some questions. What made you want to start teaching dance?
Well, actually, I has trained my dance career since I was 12 in China. So it has been like 5 years, 6 years training straight in the University of China. So that's where I started training 5, 6 years after I graduated. I get married, so I came over to United States. Then that's how I started teaching.
So this has been a part of your life for like a long time.
Yes.
And it's definitely part of like your childhood. Would you say that it kind of has shaped your life or maybe given you a different perspective because it's something that, at least from my knowledge, has a lot of detailing, a lot of things that goes into it. Do you think it's kind of shaped you as a person as well?
Yes, definitely. Because when I train in China, it's totally done here. So we train strictly, because it's like we live in a school, and then a campus, and then we only get to go home see parents once a year. But here, I mean, you stay home every day, then you come to school training. And the personal-wise, I like this way, but the other ways, there's difference. Yes, definitely.
So when you decided to teach, were you automatically like, I'm going to teach you, kind of like we do it here, you get to go home and stuff, or were you like, I want to stick to the way that I learned it and do it that way?
Well, some ways I use the way I train, because the way I train, I feel like I can get more out of the kids, strictly way. Some way I like to have a little bit more freedom, so to kind of like feel the personality each kids have it, and that the family like coordinate together. So it's really good, yes. Yeah,
in one of your guys' rehearsals, she took some videos, and it just looked like all the girls were out just having like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're kind of, they're using the ribbons and a lot of different stuff, and it just looked like a really fun environment.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Yeah, and then she knows, so we have so much fun, and then doing the same time, and then when they have fun, then you're training them, especially when doing like flexibility, and that hurts, the oversplits, that really, really hurts, but at the same time, you don't see them in tear or crying like in China we have the crying.
Oh, wow.
But here is you pushing down, have fun at the same time, everybody else in the same page, still get the result after class.
Yeah. What would you say got you into that? Because I know, at least for me, my parents, were kind of like, you got to start off sports younger, and then, if you want to do it in the future, that's your thing. How did you get into like dancing and stuff?
Actually, so my sister started dancing, and of course I wanted to be right like her, so I wanted to start dancing, and she came to Northwest, so I came as well.
And then that's where she started training
Yeah,
you?
that's where I opened my studio, and then the sister came, and she came, and she was actually, when she came, and she was kind of shy, always behind, but then when I look at her, and she has gorgeous feet, it's like special for dancers, really flexibility, so I was like, wow, she has so much potential. That's where it kind of draws attention.
Yeah.
But we always kind of get her into our front, get Rachel, come on, do her legs, always her best, flexibility. Yes, she's amazing.
Yeah. So is that definitely something that you look for then, a little bit shifting to kind of like what you look for in dance? Is it a lot of like kind of their posture and like the way they look, or is it like their attitude towards it?
It's actually for the dancers, it takes a lot. It's almost like physically, you have to be flexibility.
Yeah.
You have to be really, really flexible. It can be bending, and at the same time you have to be strong, so you can jump, and it can be extension like so high, and then your coordination, all have to come together.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that definitely go into dance that we don't always notice.
Not just like a muscular, when they ask you to jump, you leap so high in the air, but when you ask for you, okay, I wanted that your legs is 180 degree, have to be way up there.
Yeah.
If I want you to turn, you have to turn like ice skating.
Yeah.
And then when you want me to dance, you have to dance like coordination, your body kind of move in, It does a lot, takes, yes.
So going back a little bit to when you started dance, what brought you into it, and what kind of kept you in it, and made it such a big part of your life?
Well, the things kept me into it. So when I started teaching, because of the whole year I train, I noticed when I start teaching the kids here, the really big part is their techniques. So like a ballet training, the way how makes a dancer totally different. So it helps with them to actually confidence, and then definitely, of course, posture. the way they walk in, they speak, and it makes them. And when you go on a stage, you just kind of say, "Wow, that house is like a blossom, flower blossom."
Yeah.
You just see the result. Instead of be dancing, you get on stage, you're still kind of dancing. There's nothing involved to it. It's to give it more extra, like a techniques, the line, the ballet technique, the acro, the tumbling. It makes that piece kind of go, wow, that is a cool,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, I haven't seen much dancing. I've only seen like the Nutcracker and like stuff like that.
Yes.
But when you watch it, what makes you, like, what do you see within the dance that makes you like, wow, it's a beautiful dance, or say, that wasn't as appealing to watch?
Yeah, for the normal people to watch Nutcracker, it's just like storytelling.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, I love the scene, I love the backdrop, and then I love how Prince left the princess, fly in the air. The visual is kind of like a snowflakes, and then there's the mice, all the stuff, it's kind of storytelling, all that. But the behind the scene, it's a lot of work. Behind the scene, you have the girls on the point shoes, and then it takes sweat, and then you have a rehearsal over and over to get to make sure storyteller right. So when people looking over, it just looks, wow, story really smooth, but the behind there is a lot of work. So that.
Have you ever put together, maybe, not something like that, but at least some type of like little show thing that people come to watch?
Yes, actually we did. Rachel was a part of it, and we have 2010. We have 17 girls. That's including Rachel. I think she was just 9 years old. We have tried out for Americans Got Talent.
Oh wow! Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So we made it to top 48 in the United States.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we made it to first tryout, so video tryout. So we did it, and then we made it. We're so excited, and then we used to practice over and over. We went to high school gym, practice. Then we went to Oregon for the live tryout, which all those kids are so little. I mean, when you go back and look at the video, they all just like come on, pick ass. The three judges, the ones who rated me, Howie, and all that. And then the backstage, you get meet everybody. We got in through Oregon tryout, so then they call us back and then go to the Vegas. So that's our top 48. It was kind of like a fun experience, but at the same time, everybody wants to be at the top somewhere, right? So, and everybody go through this and then process. It's a lot of time, especially for a little one this age, and then they want something to be huge, but at the same time, they're waiting, and the next group got in, and we're still waiting, and then you can still cry and tear, and towards the end of the time, and then they said that, there's 2 dance group teams, so they choose the small group. So the final says, we're not gonna make it to the next round, and all the little ones like crying. Yeah. It was like right, Rachel, did you cry?
I think so.
Yeah, I know. And then all the mom just heartbroken, just like, okay, that's enough. This is enough. Like, we gotta go. All the kids are, and then the camera was right on top of their heads, like, what do you feel? It's like all the kids, we feel sad. And it was like I feel like, and my heart is broken, But it's a good experiment for them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be part of it. They're going to be right onto their resume, for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We have a lot more questions, but first, she took a video of one of your dance rehearsals, and so we're going to show that and then come back with some more questions.
Okay, thank you.
Why do I like dancing? I like dancing because I can be creative and express my emotions through movements.
Why do I like dance? I like dance because it is a fun outlet from a stressful life at school.
I like dance. I like dance because I can express all of my emotions in one form of dance.
Welcome back, Marysville. Again, I'm Madison. This is Rachel.
Okay, so a few things in that video we saw were definitely some very flexible abilities and hard work with some ribbons. So what do you have to do to achieve those?
So, okay, when you see in the videos about the flexibility, like you see the girls are doing splits, that's called an over splits. So when you using the over splits, it actually helps with when you leaps, right? You jump, you get air, your both legs split wider.
Yeah.
So when you don't have that, so your legs will be straight down. So that's kind of what required. It takes a lot of, when you see the kids are doing like the kicks, you know, everybody kicks, even when you're little, 3 years old kicking too. But the difference is they kick with higher, and then we just kind of normal kick with a hunch forward, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why the flexibility, you know, in the video you see. And then stretch your back, really makes your back really flexible, and hip flexor, and the hamstring, and your shoulder, your arms, your necks, everything. It just kind of prepare your body for everything the teacher asking for.
Yeah.
So you say, okay, well, I want to do the penché. Then you can do the arch back. If I want to say acro, back walk over, and you can just go right into it.
Yeah, so your whole body kind of has to be like in sync with itself in order to do every little thing.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what you were telling me a couple of different styles of dance that you guys did. Could you tell us what those were? Because I thought it was just like ballet, but you were saying there's some other things involved in.
Yeah, well, currently I'm actually taking a technique class which is called Turns and Leaps, and we also take strength and flexibility, and I take a lot of ballet, some point classes, and I take hip hop, and I also have jazz and lyrical as well.
And do you teach all of those?
Yes, mostly.
You do. How do you fit that into your schedule? Like, is that a full-time thing that you do?
Yeah,
or?
it is full-time things.
Okay.
Monday to Saturday, 4 hours a day, and sometimes morning.
Okay.
So what I take is in the morning I teach my preschool little ones,
Oh, yeah.
because those are babies, right?
Yeah.
You want to start with young, training them, so teach them in like a listening ears, so then work on the flexibility and have fun doing the same time, and just get them involved in their body, somersault, back walk over, all the stuff, like a gymnastic involving. So
Yeah.
then that's when they grow a little bit, and then 5 years or 6 years, then it builds it. Then that's the time you start training them to be in a competition. So it's good. Then it becomes like this older, you know.
Yeah, I did gymnastics about to the first year of competition.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know now if I went back and tried to do those things,
Yeah.
it would not happen, you know, because I started it young, but I also ended
Yes.
it really young.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
you know, and then I've had a few years doing more of like
Definitely.
soccer
You still can
and
do like back
stuff
handspring
like
and all that. Yes. Because you build her young, and then they won't be lose interesting.
Yeah.
You know, so they will be continue, and then their muscle and the body builds it, and then there's still continue, especially with the competition. There's a goal for them to achieve, because not just they graduate of seniors, you want them to go a little far. Or for my dancers, I really want her to go to Juilliard, or I want somebody to go to LA. I want them to go to somewhere to achieve their goal.
Yeah.
Not just taught them and then done, and then you graduate high school. They've got to be above that for them to achieve.
Yeah, so you definitely want them to have like that big future, whatever
Absolutely.
that is, but you want them to continue.
Someday we see them so they can dance, you know. So
Yeah.
for kids, you know.
So, just learning more about you and your, you know, past in dance and stuff like that. So, what was it like once you started going into dance? How did it did it ever like become a routine to you, or was it something that you kind of had to do?
Well, no, it's not something I have to do. It's just something I love to do.
Yeah.
So something, it's a daily routine builds it, and it's something I just love to do. It's just the way kind of like I just feel like every day I want to do this, and then I want to, okay, this kids has so much potential, or all the kids are equal, the same, but some kids are different.
Yeah.
Learning, you know, or like learning habits, you know, they're all different, and the effort too, and all this process that they're doing is we kind of like I love to see the kids have fun at the same time, but they're still training hard, working hard. So it's
Yeah.
a daily process, but at the same time, 10 years later, you want to see them to go, wow, you know, that's
Yeah.
the result. You want to see, you know, just like every parent, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
want to see it go somewhere, you know.
Yeah. Do you
university.
still dance, or?
No, I'm not dancing anymore. No,
Not at all?
No, not at all. No. Yeah, I'm teaching strictly.
You're teaching? Okay,
Yes.
cool. Is there anything that you do kind of, you know, on the side of dance or a little bit outside of it? Maybe when you have like some free time or nothing going on that morning or whatever, is there something that
Yeah.
you kind of like to do?
Well, when I have free time, or I really when I have a free time, will be holiday time, I would enjoy to kind of stay with my family.
Yeah.
We do like a family time, like a Thanksgiving, or weekend. I'll spend the time with my grandkids.
Oh,
my two
awesome.
grandkids. They just came in. Sometimes I say, I want to go to grandma's studio. It's like taking them in there, doing like little tumbling. You just have fun, with
Yeah.
kids. Sometimes I do kind of take it, like take the kids go to movies,
Yeah.
a few teenager, for the kids from studio, and then just have fun, just have like a social time,
Is there other
family.
people in your family that do dance as well, or is it kind
Yes,
of
I do.
something you
I have my other two kids are actually really into dance, and then one is right now, it's down to Utah College.
Okay.
So she's really wanted to be someday she wanted to be South Korean. So we don't know yet, but we'll see. It's it's kind of like a process,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know the technical things about dance, but what are some things that you think that maybe she could like tell people so they kind of understand a little bit more, like when she says ballet, what that kind of like requires and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, she could, can you elaborate more on that?
So when people hear ballet, they automatically think kind of like big productions that they've seen, right? So when you think ballet, what's some kind of basic things that someone can think about, like, oh, when they're doing that, they have to focus on this, or this is really important when they're doing that dance?
Well, you can tell. You can say like a big posture,
Oh,
elegant,
yeah.
just very simple.
Well, definitely when ballet comes to mind, it's definitely a very strict, and you have to think about every little thing, every little detail, and like your arms and the way your hands and your fingers are placed, always stretching through yourself, and definitely using all of your muscles and using them correctly. It's a lot to think about just doing small things.
So is it something that you definitely feel afterwards, like in your muscles and stuff, you're like, oh, I'm sore, or is it something where you kind of just get used to it?
Depends on how the training. So sometimes, the class 1 hour come out, it's all about feels good, stretched out and really good. But some class come out, especially they're in the point, they really use a lot of muscles. That's the core strength.
Yeah.
All that it came out, and you just feel like, wow, sore. Especially it showed the next day, it's like, wow, I'm sore. You can just always hear kids, oh, I'm so sore because the class they done it yesterday.
Yeah.
And then eventually came the next day. I said sore's good because that means you're gaining something.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just like a pain. It's a sore. It's good things.
So we want to know more about like different styles of dance and stuff. But first, we're gonna go to a segment, and then we'll come back and we'll kind of talk about the different styles that you guys do within your dancing.
Thank you.
Girl, you're killing me. You're like elaborate. I was like,
You watched the GOP debate on Wednesday?
yeah. Did you see Donald Trump's hair? It looks like he got a clip-on man bun and didn't know how to put it on right.
When is the next debate, do you know?
I don't know. We should probably just Google it.
Yeah, I'll Google it.
I'll Google it.
The Republican debate, there are debates between the presidential candidates for the 2016 presidential election.
According to Washington Post, the Republican debate will occur on December 15th, 2015 on CNN.
But it looks like Google was more accurate.
Well, that was just this one time. Let's try it again. Ask what's the temperature outside?
Google, what's the temperature outside?
Bing, what's the temperature outside?
What's Google outside?
In Marysville, Washington at 7 a.m. it is 43 degrees Fahrenheit.
Temperature is an objective measure of whether or not it's hot or cold outside. It's measured with a thermometer.
Well, looks like Google was right once again.
Alright, one last time. Ask Google what's the distance from Marysville to Everett and see who's right this time. Pretty sure it's gonna be Bing.
7.2 miles, 13
in 11
minutes.
minutes.
Well, I don't know. Bing was right.
Google was right.
I'll meet you in Everett. See who's right.
Fine. I'll meet you at Denny's, 128th Street. Let's go. We are going into styles of dance, which we were talking about before. I'm Madison, this is Rachel.
Okay, so Olga, what is your favorite style of dance to teach?
Favorite style to teach, they're all different. So I don't have a really favorite, but if you ask the favorite, I think is a contemporary lyrical is my favorite. So when you add into like an acro tricks and add a little bit of gymnastics tricks and your ballet techniques, it makes that piece just like it's just gonna speak themselves, you know. And then not just the dancing, run around, and then movement. When you go up and down, adding all this floor working, it just makes the dance like a wow to watch. Yeah.
Would you say most routines that you do would be kind of a mixture of a lot of different types of dance, or would you say that you strictly try to stay to one when you make a routine?
Yes, the routine we taught is almost like we would like to add a variety style, and the style sometimes even like technique sometimes people don't do, and then we put it in. We sometimes do like a crazy stuff like a contortionist that add into the dance makes people wow, you know, it's like watching. So this kind of things people know hard to do because it takes a lot of flexibility, but we add into routine, it makes like gorgeous, you know.
So I don't know any of the styles of dance. So could you ask her some questions about like, you know, different styles of dance and stuff?
Yeah, so so I just asked you what your favorite style of dance to teach is, but which one is your favorite to actually dance yourself?
Dance myself? Lyrical. Yes. Lyrical is, jazz is really fun, you know, sassy and, you know, movement's really cool. But the lyrical is kind of express yourself, your feeling towards the piece, especially the words, the music coming in. You can actually feel it, your whole body, soul just going to the piece. That is my favorite because you're telling a story at the same time, it's on the stage, you're telling everybody about yourself, the body movement.
So it's definitely more of like a personal dance.
Absolutely, yeah.
But what kind of goes into a lyrical dance? Because when I hear lyrical, I just think dancing to music. So what exactly kind of goes into that? Is it kind of more of a ballet thing, or?
It's lyrical is they do involve into a lot of ballet. It's you can dance around the house, you know, you can stretch legs, you know, that when you start kicking legs, that kind of, that involves the ballet. So the definite ballet is the really basic foundation, even for the gymnastics, you know, or for the art, dance, lyrical, everything we do, the ballet is the big foundation. It just makes the lyrical looks more elegant, and then every line they go into is more detailed with the ballet techniques.
So I think you were saying that you guys kind of do more of, was it hip hop or like jazz or something? What's the difference between kind of a faster paced dance? Is it faster paced, or?
Yeah, we want to see like hip hop becoming really popular. So past years, you know, hip hop becoming huge. So before that, everybody kind of like holds back, but now hip hop's everywhere. So by adding to the hip hop, it's actually helps the fast piece, you know, and coordination, and it's kind of give the ballet students a different style, but not just be stiff in the ballet arms, legs, everything is long. But then when it comes to hip hop, everything kind of go sharp. It's becoming like a really serious look at the same time. So groomy, you know, swag, you know, so totally different, you know. So we wanted the kids to have a different style, not just to be beautiful ballerina, legs so flexible, bang, 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 tumbling. Then the other side of the kids, we want them to have this kind of cool, you know, learn how the tricks, doing all that fun things, but at the same time, hip hop coming in, still kind of swagging. You know?
So is hip hop kind of one of those dances that you can't really incorporate to ballet and stuff?
Oh no, you can.
You can. So
those
you
can
together.
Do a little bit of hip hop and jump around, then do it for you. Jeté for Balmain, then do it again, a little bit of swag, and then do it again, feel the turn.
Okay.
Yes, they do have kind of contemporary hip hop.
Okay, so it brings kind of like an elegance to it a little bit?
Yeah, there is, not just like everything so quick and fast, you know. There's a contemporary hip hop. It's all slow movement. It's all really slow. It's all about telling the story.
Yeah. Okay, and so what studio do you guys go to again?
Our studio is in Northwest Dance in Accra.
Okay, is that in Marysville, or?
It's in Smoky Point.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've really loved asking you questions, and it's really cool because a lot of stuff I had no clue about. You know, I kind of go with what it generally means, but it's really cool to kind of get a little bit more detail.
Yeah, different. Yes.
So I really appreciate you coming out. And
Thank you so much for inviting me. Rachel.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Yeah.
She's awesome.